What's going on, everyone? In today's video, we're gonna do some live Flipmine sourcing. So we're just gonna input some parameters here and see if we can find any books that are worth flipping. And one question I get all the time on Flipmine, by the way, is can you use this if you're not living in the United States? And the answer to that is yes. You just gotta make sure you're on a VPN. I'm actually currently not even in the United States, but I'm still able to source on eBay using Flipmine because I'm using NordVPN, which is just a VPN, super cheap. So yeah, you can use Flipmine if you're living outside the US. All right, so the first filter I'm gonna go ahead and put in here is actually just gonna be the sales rank. So we're gonna say for books, let's try to stay under 2.5 million. I think those are books that still have the potential to move. Now, of course, 2.5 million is pretty high, but I sell tons of books that are, over 2 million. So we'll start with that. Then for condition, we'll say used because I primarily flip used books. Let's go and click that. Of course, we're also going to need to choose a category. So we're looking for books. So we're going to come up here to category and we're going to say the category is books. We're going to select that, add the rule. Now, what I'm going to do here is let's try to find a book that has an Amazon price that's at least greater than $50. So I'm going to go Amazon price is greater than 50 like this and add that rule. Then I'm going to say I want the eBay price of this book to be between 25 and let's say $40. We're gonna add that rule. So we're gonna try to find books that are on eBay that are a little bit undervalued, that are a little bit more expensive on Amazon. But then what we're also going to do, a little clever thing here is also make sure that we have eBay best offer enabled. So that's gonna be true, which means that's gonna be on. So we're gonna try to find a book that's maybe just slightly undervalued on eBay right now, but we could potentially send an offer on and then make, maybe send an offer for about 75% of that price or maybe 50% of that price, and maybe we can get lucky and snag some books. Okay, so the other thing that you can do is you can calculate profit using the Amazon price. I just have it set to automatic, and I'm actually gonna go, instead of over a 60-day moving average, I'm going to do it over a longer period of time. So I'm going to say 180-day moving average, and also here with sales rank, the same thing, 180-day moving average, and that's good. Okay, so what we're going to now have is a whole bunch of columns set up. So we're just going to go through these, see if we can find anything that's profitable. By the way, anything that's in the column red, that means I'm restricted in. I can't actually sell it right now. Obviously, you can move the columns around if you want, but what I'm looking for is, the eBay price and the inferred lowest Amazon price to be somewhat close, but I want the eBay price to be a little bit lower. And we're just going to click to see anything like, for example, this right here, BJU Spelling 2 Teacher's Manual. So this actually looks like a high school book, but we'll actually take a look on Amazon. Looks like we could pick this up for about $29 with best offer enabled, but we go over here to Amazon. Looks like actually we can pick up a copy new for $25, and all the used offers are right around $24 as well. So we go down to Keepa. Looks like this book generally is worth maybe about $10 or so. Looks like it's inflated a little bit in price recently, but generally this thing is not actually quite worth enough. It actually in the past has sold for right around $20, $25. So we're going to pass on that one. Let's go to the next one. All right, so let's scroll down a little bit. I see this Exploring Creation book. It looks like the eBay price is $30. Potentially the Amazon inferred price is about $55.46. So we're gonna go and click that, both the eBay and the Amazon listing. So it looks like we've actually could pick it up for about $30. We could also send an offer. Let's go over here to Amazon. Looks like the buy box right now is actually at $79, which is actually pretty crazy. Not sure if that's actually a reasonable price for this book, but what we could do is go down the Keepa chart. And actually, this looks pretty good. If you look at the lowest used price on Amazon, looks like the lowest it's ever been, kind of back here in January where it was right around 25 to 30. But generally, this book is selling above 50. And even in the past August, September, this would be probably a high school. Actually, I don't know. This might not be a high school textbook. This is some sort of textbook, but totally in August, it's selling for north of 80, even north of $100 sometimes. Like there's some sales rate drops here, north of 100. So this is a book that actually looks pretty good. Offer count is actually quite low in comparison to, what it's been in the past. And August, September is coming up. So it's actually a great book. Now, one thing I want to do is make sure that this is actually the cheapest copy. So what we could do is click this eBay button here on the Keepa chart, and we're just going to go and sort by lowest first. So we're going to click this best match, sort by lowest first here. And it looks like potentially this is 14 plus $5 shipping. This is probably the wrong book. It looks like it's this book here. But yeah, you can see there's actually one book that has a bid of $28 right now. So yeah, it looks like this is actually the cheapest, copy. So this is definitely something that I'd want to send an offer on because again, the lowest used price this has ever been has only for a very short period of time is right around 30. But generally, I think this is a book that you could probably sell pretty easily for 50 to $60. And depending on what the new prices do when August comes up, this is a book that could potentially sell to $100. So what I'm going to do is come over here to Seller Amp, and what I'm going to do is try to reverse engineer what I want my purchase price to be. So I'm pretty confident that this book would probably sell for, I would say $59.99. So I'm going to put the $59.99 here into the sell price. You're going to see that if I were to buy this book for $0, the profit would be $38. So what would I be comfortable paying? Well, probably would want to double my money, right? That's kind of the game you want to play with eBay to Amazon. So I'd say if I could pay maybe like $18, that would give me $20 profit, maybe up to $19, maybe even up to $20. I'd say, because we do want to be competitive with our offer. So I can walk out the door at $20. I think this is a book that could easily sell for 60 and potentially could sell for way more, right? I'm going to come back over here to eBay. In order for me to make a $20 offer with $6 shipping, just 14 plus 6 would be 20. So I'm going to go ahead and put an offer 14. You can actually see there's one competing offer. So somebody else is also on this book, which is a good sign that this is actually a good product. So we're going to go ahead and send that offer and we're going to see what happens. So they actually declined our offer. So you can decide if you want to maybe send another offer or you can just move on. In this case, we're just going to move on. Although, this potentially is actually a decent deal right now. Like I said, the lowest use price on Amazon is actually about $55 right now. So you might even pay $30 for this right? It's kind of up to you. But let's go ahead and move on and see if we can find something else. So it looks like we have the knife and the gun. So we're going to go a little bit quicker here. We also have this fitness professionals handbook. Again, I'm clicking on these because there's a difference in eBay price and Amazon price. And because we can send an offer, potentially we can buy these books for a little bit less. $34 for this knife book. We go over here to Amazon. It actually looks like the buy box is right around that price anyways. So we're going to scroll down and see what Keepa looks like. I'm actually tracking this book. That's this dotted line at the bottom of the Keepa graph here. But yeah, this is a book that's worth right around 40 to 50 bucks. So I would say, it's not quite undervalued enough. Yeah, you can send an offer. If you could pick this book up for 15, I think that'd be a solid deal. But are they going to really accept a $15 offer? Probably not. So let's go ahead and just move on to the next one. So it looks like we have this fitness book. Actually looks like it's in pretty great condition. We got 30 bucks plus $7 shipping. We go over here to the Amazon page. And first thing that we're going to want to do is look at what the buy box is. It's about 48 bucks. We scroll down to the Keepa chart, very solid sales rank. This is a book that's selling all the time. And really important lesson I want you to notice here is look how the lowest use price is actually significantly lower than all these buy box prices up here. So you see all these little pink triangles up here that actually comes from the Keepa chart where we see buy box use. And that buy box use price is Amazon recording what this buy box use price has been over time. And it's a really helpful metric because a lot of the times some books have really significant prime gaps. Like this book generally has a pretty big prime gap. Like the lowest use price has been, 40, 50 bucks and the buy box is, $65, $15 higher. So that's really good news that the buy box generally for this product has been significantly higher than that lowest use price. But, looking at what we can buy this for, you'd have to spend about like 35, 36 bucks for it. And if we come here on Amazon, we could have potentially bought it for cheaper. So, again, this is something that we could try to, reverse engineer. I think probably pretty realistically, we could sell this book for 50 bucks. So if we wanted, maybe to pick this book up for 15, that would give us a nice $14 profit. So you can come over here, send an offer, you'd have to send an offer for $9 plus shipping. So obviously probably not going to be a competitive offer, but this is the right idea. We're finding books that are slightly undervalued that we can send offers on, potentially, pick up good books. All right. So I don't want this video to be too long. So let's just do maybe one or two more books here. And what we're going to do is click on this Alchemy manual. So it looks like there's a pretty big difference in price here. And then let's see maybe one more. Let's just go for this print reading engineering book. I really like when we actually see a picture that the seller actually, took, because we know it's not a large bookseller. It's actually, somebody who's probably just going garage selling, thrifting or whatever, and they're just listing their books on eBay. So this Pathfinder book looks like 35 bucks plus $3 shipping. And we're going to go over here to Amazon and see if this is potentially a good deal. It looks like the buy box is $90, which is pretty crazy. Now we have to again figure out, is that actually a justifiable buy box? A lot of times it's not. We got to come down to Keepa and actually figure out what is this book actually selling for. Looks like on pretty much throughout the entire year, it doesn't sell a ton, but it is selling in the $35 to $50 range. Looks like there's potentially one sales rank drop here at 85, which means potentially there was a sell at $85. So is it possible that this book could sell in the buy box? Absolutely. But would I bank on it selling for 90? Absolutely not. I would say this is a book that probably should sell for between $40 to $50, as a prime seller. So if we're coming back here, we have to spend $35 plus $3 shipping. Again, there's not going to be quite enough on that. So let's go ahead and exit out of that. Now, the last book before we wrap this up is going to be the print reading for engineering and manufacturing. So it looks like, 40 bucks is what we can spend for this out the door. Now, if we come over here to Amazon, another really important lesson is you actually see this says see all buying options. What that means is actually the buy box is being suppressed. That means Amazon is not giving either an FBM or an FBA seller the buy box. Usually that's because the price of the book is too high. Let's go and take a look at this. Is a super interesting book. The reason why I say that is there's clear seasonality. You can see that in August, September, and also in January. There is very good, sales rank, this sort of U-shaped pattern that indicates that people are buying this book during those two periods of time. Otherwise, people are not really buying it that much. So what's actually really fascinating is this would have been an amazing Amazon to Amazon flip. You actually see back in June, there was actually a repricing where it brought the book all the way down to about 10 bucks, even cheaper than that. And you can see, offer count was right around like 15. A couple people bought some copies, and then the price immediately has kind of gone back up to about 60 bucks with real sales rank drops, meaning you could have flipped this book, in literally a matter of 2 weeks. So that would have been a great deal. But again, going back to this book here on eBay, we had to pay 40, probably too much for us here, even though we do see in September, like it could sell potentially up to, over $100. Like these are sales rank drops, potentially at $115 there. But yeah, be more conservative. I would say, again, this is a book that probably pretty easily can sell for around $65. So again, you want to be as conservative as possible because a lot of crazy things can happen, right? You can have a big textbook seller come in with a whole bunch of copies. You can have a new offer come in and just kind of tank the prices. Kind of a whole bunch of factors, a whole bunch of factors that could affect the price. So be conservative with your buys. There's millions of books on Amazon, and as long as you're patient, you're going to find great deals. So 65 bucks, I'd say, is a pretty reasonable price to suggest we could sell this for. So what would we want to be, if we want to buy this, probably around 25 bucks would be awesome. Make a nice, $19 profit. Again, I think that's being conservative. And the really great thing about being conservative is, like, let's say we do buy it for 25 and we sell for 50, like we're still making profit. Even though we sold it for a lot less than we wanted to, we're still making money, which is great. In all honesty, I'm going to try to exploit the buy box a little bit on this book. If I actually am able to snag it for 25, I'm going to try to send it in and try to sell for 85 bucks. But again, I'm not banking on that. I'm banking on it selling for what we had said a little bit earlier. So I'm going to come back over here to eBay. I'm going to go and submit the $25 offer. And, obviously you want to check the condition, make sure everything looks good. And one last tip I have for you, again, for counterfeit textbooks is for you to use this Books Run book counterfeit risk check. So what we're going to go and do is just take the ISBN of this book. We're going to go ahead and insert that into Books Run. We're just going to make sure that this book isn't, it doesn't have recorded history of being a book that has had a lot of issues with counterfeits. And you can see it actually says unlikely. So probably okay on this book. So what we're going to do is just go and submit an offer for $25 here. And who knows, might accept the offer, might not. But the idea with just this one of many search filters that you can use with Flipmine is just one strategy to find slightly undervalued books that you can find even more undervalued by sending offers on. Find tons of books like this, buy multiple books like this a day. So offer sent, who knows, maybe you'll accept it, maybe it won't. But yeah, if you want to support the channel, the easiest way to do that is if you're interested in using Flipmine to do eBay to Amazon flips, use the link below in the description. Absolutely free to you, gives you a free trial, supports the channel. And other than that, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.